Are we really interested in knowing and realizing that we are a minutest part of something bigger, much larger than we can see, hear, think, feel about, and beyond our senses can perceive? Actually, we are not. And this is the fact. Many don't agree. Many will hate what I am going to say over the next. But this is what I felt. And maybe, if you can think without preoccupied notions, you may agree too. Instead of fighting over the things that don't really matter, please hear out what I am going to share. The cosmic universe, the world which we live in, is only the smallest or minutest portion of existence in the cosmic world, and many such worlds, smallest to largest, much complex with varied dimensions, exists. And of all these worlds of various universes, we are a fraction of one of the smallest worlds of the smallest universe, not even one portion of the infinite cosmic universe, the unfathomable scale of various forms of existence. Do we know the earth we live in, or the apartment or the house we live in, is not just ours, though it is physically ours considering our plane of existence? There are various dimensional spaces within our space, and each space is as vast as the earth. The earth alone contains various spaces filled with various life forms, and all of us coexist in the same plane with the earth as our common base. Each of the varied existences covered with vast sky, so that it resembles the space of its own, and no existence can see or hear other varied existences, and the space in which it is existing is a place where it can only exist. But the reality differs, as infinite number of spaces can prevail at one speck of dust in the vast skies, antariksha. And if the earth alone contains infinite number of spaces, what about the rest? The earth is not the only plane in existence in this universe, which is, again, a small fraction of larger universe and so on, cannot count it. Have we ever really wanted the prevailing cosmic existence to take a form just for us in the cosmic existence and spend time with us so that we can grow as an existence? What have we done so far in our entire life for us to think about it even? Have we followed the right path especially made for us by the cosmic universe? Do we at least know this? Have we realized this? Do we at least know ourselves, our bodies, which move along with us throughout our lifetime? We just do not want to know, and we have excuse for that. We don't have time, or we are engaged with the life's activities, or we have created ourselves a different world in which no one has time for any of this, or not even for themselves. All we want is a figure out of the world, because no one in this world will spare us their time and have patience with whatever we do, and we can relax thinking about our beautiful conceived notion of the figure. We call the figure God. We make stories that God did this, God did that. How God is and will be, will look like, with a form or formless, with a name or nameless, male or female, or without any gender, or God exists, or God don't exist, or anyone can say without any hindrance of thought, and he or she is God or God's messenger, and show some out of the current audience or world's assumed capabilities to make followers. And we, without thinking whether that is the truth, just follow him or her without discriminating, without questioning, either because we secretly want to be that kind of a person who will do magic, vanish, be present anywhere just on a thought, capable to destroy or create somethings, has out-of-the-world qualities or the best qualities we can think of. We, when feel disgusted with him or her, either due to change in our circumstances, our expectations, or realizing that he or she is not or cannot be God after some time of following, or instantly have contradictions with others following the same person or faith or trust or hope or belief? How many of you know that if they are misplaced can turn against us, and they are not to be entrusted to someone so easily? So how do we believe whether anyone is God himself or herself? Just because we felt so or we made so, is it for our gains and benefits, or because our elders said so, or just because a person called guru said so, or the person we believe said so, or there are places of worship or offer prayers, and we blindly follow hearing some stories because all we want is a figure greater than anyone we know that holds our back in whatever we do, even if it is wrong. If we were to blindly follow, then why so many physical and metaphysical senses, consciousness, organs, and intellect have been given to each existence? At least use them to think, question, understand, and then no need to believe. Experiment with yourself. See how you're going on, but believe in feeling of God, the cosmic form, and not just any person on a whim, or just believe in cosmic universe, not God. Either you say God or the infinite cosmic universe, they both mean the same. There are many verses in ancient texts, the Vedas and Upanishads, or some other religious texts, that relate you to know the truth, but do we know the depth of those texts? They are not just written by some knowledgeable persons. Unless somebody has tampered with the texts, they have experimented and experienced the truth and have written them. Have you verified the authenticity of the author before reading the text or essence to understand whether it deviates from the source and whether the source is true? Nowadays, it has become fashion to tamper the ancient texts and essence of them, without knowing how deep they go through and what sort of repercussions that tampering with them results in. But we don't want all that because of the false propaganda we want to make citing the ancient texts in the most confusing way and misguiding audience to maintain our stance. We want shortcuts to success or failure, though mostly success, so that we can know or decide in time and choose another one of the multiple choice of gods. If no one among the choice left fits your notion of God, then there might be a miss in your notion. Rethink and correct it, or wait for the cosmic universe to display that form. You cannot force that form, as you do not know the trueness of the form and its relation to the cosmic universe. There is no rush. Do you believe so many gods exist? Are they all not the same God represented in various forms and names? If not, then how come all gods are at peace with each other without infighting that who is the real God, and to believe that they are fighting without causing disturbance to the existence is utterly foolish. Have you ever heard any stories that gods were fighting among those to seek the real God, if at all that is a part of true God, Paramatma, that which is stable or still always, and Mahamaya, goddess whose existence always varies, who constitute the cosmic universe, play or Leela and nothing else? And if not, they are not gods, but call themselves so. You might have already read a lot of stories or heard about them, but those two entities are not a fixed existence that will always have the same name, form, and all accessories, that they resemble male or female versions, and they won't try to supersede one another because they are one. But existence varies depending on the need. Without Mahamaya and Paramatma, there is nothing existing but a blank space. With Mahamaya merging into Paramatma, nothing exists separately. But we don't need any of this, and we fight over our daily lives and things that won't matter. My God is great, or my God responds promptly, or I am fairer than you, or you are smaller than me, or I have more knowledge or money or power than you, or my dress is good, or I am beautiful, and you are not. Also beautiful, but less or more than me. When I pray or call, God responds immediately, or whenever I wish for something, things will be solved then and there, and vice versa. We always squabble over nothing, and like God over there is our servant that responds to us immediately, or he or she has love for us, or God has so much time that he hears our every thought and sees our actions and boosts and backs us up. Just think of how much tiresome to watch a CCTV on big screen with infinite lives playing and that he don't have anything to do. Just think of a river being born to merge in a sea and wets the lands in its way, but somebody has dug up a canal in river's way to the sea for water to their house and fields, or constructed a dam without connecting the canal back to the river or sea. Do you think all the water in the canal merges into the sea? It won't. For the water in the canal to merge into the sea, the journey towards the sea is harder than its original path or much delayed. Think of we are the water being held up in traffic jam due to the dam's obstruction for days without knowing when the traffic moves and when we will reach our destiny, maybe to our homes or the place we want to go to. Or we got diverted to a route separate from the people we love, like water is routed through a canal without merging back to the river or the sea. How hard it will be for us to wait without knowing when we would reach our destination. How frustrating it will be for our people to wait for us endlessly, and they get nervous due to tension, just like the earthen layers are made to wait for the river to pass through them and merge into the sea, but cannot see a bit of water coming that way, and so the earthen layers are forced to warm up and raise temperatures. The sea has to reduce its salinity, but is forced not to, and raise its saltiness instead, due to constant evaporation of seawater and with no sight of incoming river water, thereby affecting the whole ecosystem and the life that depends on these waters. Are we following Dharma, the path of righteousness? There is only one Dharma for the entire existence, but it is subdivided into infinite paths, and all paths may or may not lead to the same destiny. God and we may need to take multiple paths to reach our destiny if an alternate path is chosen by us. Whichever path is made for us by the cosmic universe, we must realize and prepare ourselves to walk through it without any diversions, but that is impossible for most of us. In order not to deviate from it, we need to align ourselves with the path chosen by the cosmic universe for us. Just don't think yet. Who is the cosmic universe to decide the path for us? You just didn't realize the path chosen already. We choose a path which is convenient for us, or the path followed by many for our safety, or sometimes the path no one has taken, even when we are cautioned to not to take the path, but we ignore the caution and still choose that path. But we will realize the path chosen by the cosmic universe sooner or later is better for us. But by then, we will be in a situation where we cannot go back and start over or ignore it due to visible benefits over the invisible righteous path. There is no need for us to travel the same path chosen by the cosmic universe if we are aligned with the path chosen by the cosmic universe, though we are traveling in a different path. As we know what to do, when to do, and how to do, without being struck in the path we are traveling, the cosmic universe helps us, but if we ignore it, it will stop guiding us, and we have to be careful in every walk of life. Let's discuss these paths of life and why the cosmic universe chooses the path for us later. All we need to know now is that whichever path we travel, We need to align ourselves with the path chosen by the cosmic universe, or else the Dharma, if we have not realized our path. The Dharma is a must, even when we have realized our path. But we will be given some concessions either in our path or the Dharma, the main path. Even God has to abide by Dharma and protect it from collapse. We cannot judge anyone, but we dare often to judge God and Goddess without limited knowledge, because it's the easiest thing. We don't have to face charges. Also, we don't need answers, and we like to linger in our preconceived notions just to protect our world views. That is why we should let go of our preconceived notions, accept the Dharma.